if you want to find your purpose, then you have to understand that it's not something that's mystically just hidden somewhere that's super hard to find, and like you need to go into the mountains to find it, and like, you know, like all of that stuff. Like, bro, it's more simple than that. You have to start where your feet is at, because everything that you've been through, every experience that you have, it now allows you to understand the things that you care about, the passions that you have, and the things that you put your time into. So when it comes to finding our purpose, there's two questions that I would ask you, right? What are the passions that you have? Okay, but the second question is actually more important, a little bit more practical, and it's something that you could jump into today, which is, what is your priority list? Now, some of you already know what I mean by priority list because you've been subscribed to the channel and you understand that this is something that's fundamental when it comes to the things that we speak about. But we're in a season now of practicality and we're leveling up to that next level. So you're going to hear the words priority list a lot more often. Get used to it. Okay. Now, priority list, nothing to be scared of. It's just you sitting down writing 4 to 5 things of the things that really matter to you on a day-to-day basis that has to get done. Right. A lot of people don't take the time to actually think about the things that are important to them or essential to them. And so what tends to happen is you start serving other people's purposes. Right. You start serving your friends' purposes. You start serving the purpose of the world, other people's purposes outside of your own God-given potential and your own God-given purpose. And we have to get back to a point of our life where we're actually doing the things that we have been called to do. Now, that's why I told you, start thinking about your passions, the things that you truly like to do, the things that you may care about. But on a more, on a more serious note, not that your passions aren't serious, but on a serious note, on a day-to-day basis, like today, what matters to you today, right? If God is a priority for you, if God is on your priority list, then prayer is part of your purpose, right? Your priorities reveal to you what your purpose should be, because your purpose is to make sure that every single day you are fulfilling your priority list. Life is a journey. It's not just about one thing. Purpose is not just about one thing. Purpose is a life experience. So for me, because I can only speak about me, my priority list is God, it's family, it's health, it's service, right? Like service, creating content. This is service. This is part of my purpose. But if each of those things are my priority list, then I have to make sure that I'm checking those things off daily. I have to make sure that I'm going to the gym. That's part of my purpose, which is to take care of my health, to make sure that I'm doing good, to make sure that I'm taking care of my body, right? I like to read. So reading is part of my purpose on a daily basis. That's one of my priority. That's one of the things on my priority list. I have to make sure that I'm actually reading, that I'm learning, especially if I'm going to be in a position of teaching others and helping others, then I have to be educating myself. So a lot of my time goes to education, self-education, learning about who I am, learning about myself, learning about topics that matters, such as mindset, right? Such as discipline, such as spirituality, faith, building a deeper relationship and connection with God. So if these things are important to me, then I'm going to prioritize that and I'm going to read about those things. That's part of my purpose as well. So this video is to get you to understand that purpose is not just one thing, but purpose is an accumulation of the priorities that you have in your life. Your priorities reveal what your purpose is at this moment. It's to fulfill those priorities on a daily basis and see how far you go in life. And when you have clarity on those things, then you create space for more of your purpose to be revealed. I'm going to repeat that one more time. The importance of a priority list. Please take notes. Someone tag me on Instagram. I want to see if you actually taking notes, right? I got a lot of people on IG that follow me on IG that watch from here. Shout out to y'all. And you guys tag me. You guys tag when you get my book. You guys tag when you guys do anything that has to do with being purpose driven. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I want to see who's really taking notes here, because what I'm about to say again is going to bring so much clarity to somebody, and I know it's going to change somebody's life. And that's why I do what I do. Even if it just changes one person's life, then that's what matters. When you create a priority list, then you start to recognize the things that actually matter in your life. You start to recognize the things that you should actually pay attention to and give time to. You also start to recognize the things that you actually care about on a deeper level. So once you write out your priority list, it could be 4 to 5 things that you have to do on a daily basis, right? 4 to 5 things. It could be more, it could be less. I'm not here to give you a number. I just think 4 to 5 is a nice sweet spot, right? 4 to 5 things that are truly a priority to you. Once you consistently do those things, what you have now built is a system, a schedule, and you're also building clarity on the things that matters. Because now you don't have time for distractions, because you actually have a schedule that you have to do every single day. Hey, I got to work out because health is a priority to me. So now I know that I got to go to the gym. Hey, I got to go get knowledge because I put here that getting wisdom and knowledge is a priority to me. So now I need to make sure that I'm educating myself, reading books, listening to podcasts, or watching for Purpose Driven Men, watching the Purpose Driven channel, right? Whatever it is, you have to prioritize those things. Once you prioritize the things that actually matters and you do that in routine, what happens is you have clarity. And because you have clarity, you're able to now handle more, right? You've created space in your life because you've let go of the things that you thought mattered and you only focused on your priority list. You focused on the things that have to get done. You focused on the things that truly matter. And now that you have focused on the things that truly matters, you have actually bought back more time and more space and more energy in your life. Because life is not as complicated as our mind makes it. When we overthink, our mind is actually begging us to have clarity. Hey, just give me one thing I'm supposed to be working on right now. Just give me one project. But when we keep thinking, when we don't act, when we don't know what to do, when we don't have a priority list, then we can't have a schedule. And then it's hard for us to have an agenda. So even if you guys have a schedule or an agenda, I'm not saying that that doesn't work, but I'm saying it's not as effective because you don't actually know your priority list. Sometimes we do things and it actually doesn't help the main goal. It doesn't help our main purpose. Create that priority list. And then that means that you will be creating space in your life for you to start understanding what your purpose is on a deeper level. Because now you might have time for your passions. You might have time for you to get back into your creative bag, right? Creativity is very important. Being creative is very important, right? We come from the Creator. The Creator created us in His image and His likeness. And one thing that I know about the Creator is that the Creator creates. And so if we're made in the image of the Creator, that means that we're also here to create. So what life are you creating? Are you creating a life of peace, or are you creating a life of chaos? Are you creating a life of clarity, or are you creating a life of chaos? Are you creating a life of pleasure, or are you creating a life of purpose? And the truth about purpose is that when you live a life of purpose, then you have fulfillment. And that's a feeling that you can't buy. So I'm going to repeat the program one more time. This is the program. This is what you should follow. This is definitely what you should consider doing. Create a priority list of 4 to 5 things. Now that you have that list, you have more clarity in your life on what actually matters in your life. When you do what matters in your life, that's part of your purpose, is to fulfill those things that you should be doing on an everyday basis, because we have learned that purpose is not just one mystical, magical thing, but purpose is an accumulation of the journey of life that you're on. Now that you have more clarity and you've created more space in your life because you've eliminated distractions and you're only doing that priority list over and over and over again, the things that you know you need to get done, you have now created more space for you to be more creative, to have a passion, and to find that mystical purpose. You get it? What we do is we single out the mystical, dream-like purpose. Like, what is my one thing for being here? What is my purpose? What is my one thing? And what I'm saying is focus on the 4 to 5 things that you know you got to get done every single day. And when you do that, and once you eliminate distractions, you will create more space for you to actually find out what that thing is. And even when that comes into your life, even that can change. Even that can evolve. Even that's not as solid. Because the only thing constant in this world, in this life, in this universe is change. So be willing to change and be willing to understand that your priority list will look different a couple years from now. But as of right now, fulfilling your priority list will make your life significantly better. And like I said, it can create clarity and space for you to actually start figuring out the things that you like to do with your time. And when you start doing the things that you like to do with your time, you're purposeful. How can you be on your purpose? You just have to be a purposeful individual. You have to do things that have a purpose. That's all it is. It's a journey. Enjoy the journey. Continue evolving and continue being the best version of yourself. If you want to work more closely with me to find your purpose, comment the word brotherhood on Instagram, right? DM me that word. You can work more closely with me. You can invest in yourself to be the best version of yourself. Okay. Get my book, The Purposeful Man Playbook. All right. If you're not able to, join the brotherhood or invest right now, then invest in yourself by reading. This is a great start. This is a starting point to help you find your purpose. The Purposeful Man Playbook. Essential knowledge for unlocking your manhood. But it's not just for men. It's for anybody that wants to find their purpose. Okay. Huge deal. I'm working on my next book. So most definitely get this one. Okay. Because the next one, we're already working on it. And if you're battling lust, then it's very hard for the things that I spoke about today to be beneficial in your life. Because that means that you don't know how to have self-control. And if you don't know how to have self-control, then it's very hard for you to have control over your life. It's very hard for you to know your priorities. It's very hard for you to stick to routines. It's very hard for you to build schedules and actually stick to it, because you can't even control your own flesh. And so if you need help controlling your flesh, check out The Chosen Ones. That might have sounded like a lot, but we have a lot of resources. We have a huge, amazing, beautiful community, and we're all doing great things here. And I want to see you guys prosper and win. So take some time to read the description to see all the things that we have to offer here at the Purpose Driven community. Continue finding your purpose and being on your purpose. I gave you guys immediate tips that you can use today to unlock your purpose and be the greatest version of yourself. I hope you guys were taking notes. I love you guys. Peace. All right. It's good.